Hello, dear graduates. I've never been good at public speaking, and I was very surprised when I was asked to deliver this graduation speech. I've never been a straight A student. I missed my classes, especially during my freshman year. I was facing an overwhelming workload, and there were plenty of social events on campus, and there were a lot of fun parties to go to. And to tell the truth, I slacked off on some of my courses. Then I fall behind, and I've managed to keep up with the course. And you probably heard about that big explosion incident here. It was my fault. I made a tiny mistake in my calculations, and the explosion ruined a wall here. I was severely criticized for putting the students' lives in danger and for being a troublemaker. They even wrote about this incident in newspapers. But I wasn't kicked out, luckily. Instead of that, I had an additional course of safety in laboratory. Taking exams and tests was the most enjoyable part in the learning process for me. Though I've never buried myself in books because I had part-time work in the laboratory as a laboratory technician, and also I spent numerous hours on rehearsals. And once I remember such a story when I spent a lot of time on rehearsals, and I didn't have time to prepare for an exam properly. I slept only for 2 hours. So when I was answering questions about chemistry, everything mixed up in my head, and accidentally I started reciting one of Shakespeare's sonnets. Luckily, the professor turned out to be a big theater enthusiast, so we ended up discussing theater. But when I remember my teenage years, everything was different because my family moved from state to state, and I went to different elementary, middle, and high schools. And I started school as an awkward kid with no friends. Sometimes I skipped school just to stay home and read books about science. I was interested in science and math, so I couldn't wait to move to another stage of my education and to be enrolled in a university. And I was happy when I got a place in the University of California. But my parents didn't have enough money to pay for my education, so I applied for a grant, and I got a grant, scholarship. I applied for a scholarship and I applied for a scholarship and got a grant. At first, I started learning physics at physics department, but then I realized that chemistry was my real passion, and now I'm here. Now I'm working on I'm defending my thesis, and I'm going to get my master's degree. So I'm happy to be among you, among graduates. Good luck, everyone.